This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge.
Because I just went gay all of a sudden.
Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge.
We use words like honor, code, loyalty.
Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the purge and shall not be harmed.
There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthless.
Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours.
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes.
General, would you care to step outside?
Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
I have to, on the computer, I have to adjust the potentiometer because it's out of whack. So
I understand. The flux capacitor.
Once I recalibrate the potentiometer, then we'll be in business.
Right. Flux capacitor is not working to its full, I understand.
No, your angle of your dangle is inversely proportionate to the heat of your beat.
Oh, terrible business. Terrible business. That's when you get the dink.
What
do you guys remember Doinks when we would talk about like...
Wait, hold on. Bill Nye, what are you fucking doing over there? What are you mixing up?
I made my own...
Bill Nye.
I just see like droppers and like fucking just like a little chemistry situation going on.
So yeah, like old fashioned, but a dark cherry old fashioned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You make your own bitters?
A dark cherry old fashioned?
Uh-huh. Yeah, Woodford Reserve bitters from its cherry bitters, spice cherry, and then Angostura aromatic bitters that you would use for regular old fashioned. And I don't like sugar, so I don't put sugar in it. And I don't have any oranges, so it's just whiskey and bitters.
Welcome to the Locker Room Podcast, where we talk real man talk.
Welcome to the Bar Room Podcast, where...
Right, exactly.
Well, technically today, certain people were born into a bar.
Yes.
So.
I was just going to say happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thanks to the rest of my brothers in the Marine Corps as well.
And everybody's listening to this on another special day, so this comes out on Thursday, so happy Veterans Day.
Yes, happy Veterans Day.
So let's talk about that for a second real quick before we even, I guess, get started, because we had two important birthdays and a good day for everybody to recognize their veterans. 3 in a row. And 3 in a row. First, let's recognize an actual legitimate birthday of a friend. Pinche Mateo.
Sí.
My friend, my brother, my partner in crime. Happy birthday.
Well, thank you.
Mira. We here in the Locker Room Podcast would like to wish El Mateo a very, very, very feliz cumpleaños.
Oh my God, I was going to ask you to read that post, but you already did, because that message we got, or the comment we got, rather.
Right.
Yeah, we all did it. I read it in that voice.
Yeah. I wanted to post it in there was no Marco font, so I just had to kind of like put the parentheses in Marco's voice. And then today, as we record this, is the Marine Corps birthday. How many years old are you, Chuck?
Well, I'm only 32, but
you know what I mean, you pedantic ass.
246 years of slinging death.
So now here's my question. Once you got past like 4, like, because the Marine Corps was founded in 1775, right?
Yeah, November 10th.
So 4 years after that would have been like 1779, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So right around 1780, which would be the 5-year anniversary, most of you stopped being able to count that high. So how did you keep track of all your birthdays since then?
Well, I think a box of crayons has like 25. So you can get to 25 and then just keep going. And then,
S25.
It eventually got so high
who's
that
counting?
you didn't understand.
Right.
And now we use a 240 to get those years up there, and then just go by crayons.
Exactly. I loved that post, by the way. That was such a great post.
Yes.
There was a lot
Did you
of
see
good ones today.
the crayon cake?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Crayon
Oh,
cake
yeah.
was good.
That was amazing.
Crayon cake was dope.
Funny
Yeah.
thing, I was actually in the dentist the other day getting some impressions taken, and they had to put this like chalky bullshit on your teeth and mark like where your bite is. And they're going, and I look up and I'm like, this just tastes like shit. She's like, oh yeah. I was like, it tastes like crayons. and then I started laughing, and she giggled at me, but she had no reason why I was laughing. I was like, man, the only one who knows what fucking crayons taste like.
Yeah.
Only you knew.
When you see
And you guys like the
impressions-
red ones, right?
Oh my God, Marco, you thought the same thing I did.
Yeah.
You're at the dentist for impressions, and the
Exactly.
dentist is like, I'm going to have to pull a tooth.
All right, I'm like, did you like Christopher Walken? You know what I'm saying? Do you get a little Morgan Freeman in there? What impressions were Pee Wee Herman? You know.
And on that note, welcome to the locker room. I'm Tom.
I'm Matthew.
And Chuck.
I'm on time.
Yeah.
You were in before me.
You were fucking early.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, happy birthday, Marine Corps. Happy birthday, Matt. And happy Veterans Day to all the veterans who are listening to this podcast, because it will release on Veterans Day.
When you say release itself,
Oh, I didn't ring the bell. God damn it.
Did you don't have it on your desk?
No, it's
Oh.
where I record this is in the guest bedroom, and all my stuff is in my closet, and I just didn't grab it. Actually, my wife did me a solid, and because I was running late and sitting in traffic at LA, imagine that.
Mhm.
She actually grabbed most of like 95% of the stuff and got it all set up.
Oh.
And so I just didn't think to
Yeah.
grab the bell. Yeah.
That was mighty nice of her.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Oh, let's hear it for wives, ladies and gentlemen, wives.
What?
Margo's like, no, I still can't buy a gun.
I'm overworked and underpaid over here, so yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys, we got to get right into it. We have so much crap.
So
to cover.
much.
Fire away.
No, there's
Fire
too
away.
much. Let me sum up. Where do you guys want to go with current events, or do you want to go with that article I sent you first? Because
Well,
we can
let's
have an
start with-
entire episode on
Hold on.
just either one of those.
Why don't we start with Humperdinck marrying Buttercup in little less than half an hour?
No, there is too much. Let me sum up.
Okay.
Wait, what article did you send?
It was a while back before you'd have to scroll way back, but this was about
Are you talking
the
about the one that
Barstool
you...
Sports.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
that, and then we have to talk about the trial today.
Oh no,
Some of
we
the
are
highlights
talking
from
about
it.
the
Oh,
trial.
yeah,
We are
okay.
100%
Okay. All right. Go. Thomas, take us into Barstool Sports.
because the
Take us
trial is going to really be the big, like,
Yeah.
yeah. So we used to cover these episodes all the time, or we used to cover these topics all the time on the Manstalgia podcast. I believe that is where we developed, Matt, I should say, not we. I don't have a mouse in my pocket. Matt developed the phrase "ease it in like a gentleman."
That is correct. Yes.
I should just dig that episode out of the mothballs and
we gotta just cut out the highlights of that one.
just cut out the highlights of that. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll go back and we'll re-edit the old episodes down to cut out all the nonsense and stuff.
For Christmas, unpack that present. You know what I'm saying?
We
Like, cut out
should, right?
some of the old school nonsense.
God damn it!
Drop
Now I missed the bell.
What?
You could have the bell.
I
That was
know.
a perfect
See,
bell
it's
moment.
like I've missed 4 bell opportunities already.
Okay, so you guys know who I know you know who Portnoy is and Barstool Sports, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And he's like super rich, right? He's like YouTube rich
Big
for
entrepreneur.
for an internet kind of sensation. Because didn't he start with a website? Like Barstool Sports was his website or something? And
No, he started in college with a paper.
it's a paper, not a website?
He started with a paper. I mean, probably
like a
into it,
zine
but-
or
but
something?
like a fucking in
So-
the paper.
So
Heard
this
him
is
talk
not
about it.
this. So this is not the same Portnoy that drummed for Dream Theater.
Correct.
That
That
was
was
saying
Mike Portnoy.
right. I'm just getting my Portnoys. 'Cause
Yes.
apparently there's
Yeah.
more than one famous one. So
This
got
is
it.
Dave.
Well, and to be
Portnoy.
fair, I would
Got it.
never have guessed that there would be 2 famous people with the last name
Yes.
of Portnoy.
Yes, by far.
That would be
Fucking
like,
shot.
I mean, some of those other obscure last names, you're like, wait, there's 2 famous? Anyway, so I guess he graduated like college in like 1999 and was right on the beginnings of the emergence of the internet and whatever. And he has this Barstool Sports thing, and he's just got a ton of money, and he also has a serious case of I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. And he's like a stock market genius. Like that's where he made a shit ton of his money. He's like he's a trader's trader. Right. And so I guess when you're Post Malone is proof that when you're rich, women will flock to you like moths to a electrified death light. Yes. And
hoes love some green. I'm just saying. That's been proven.
But it sounds like he got Cosby'd a little bit. Mildly Cosby.
Oh, wait, whoa. Hold on. Like a Cosby sweater?
I would like to talk to you about the sweater. No, so I guess girls will just DM him and be like, "You want to hook up?"
Sure. Okay.
And if you're, the founder of Barstool Sports and you have more money than God, you'd be like, "Hey, where do you live? I'll Venmo you the money for a plane ticket. DM me some nudes, and if you're good enough, I'll fly you out and we'll bone." I mean,
if you're putting it out there like that.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm being real. If you're putting it out there like that, then all right. I'm not mad at them.
Not what I would do. It's not what but if the girl wants to do that and he wants to do, more power to you.
Right.
It's like buying an expensive fucking Uber.
Yeah. It's the Postmates of sex.
Yeah. A real pricey booty call.
The one bite sex.
Everybody knows the rules. One bite.
It's got a good undercarriage.
One bite only, please. So I guess he's been speaking out publicly against the narrative. Like I don't know if he's gone like full Aaron Rodgers or anything, but and by the way, good for him. Good for you, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah. The day it happened, he hopped on his social media and was like, "Look, my lawyers tell me not to do this. I don't care. I've always done my own thing. It's worked out fine so far. So here's what's going on."
Right. So Business Insider, which is supposed to be like a legitimate, business magazine,
right,
does a piece on Portnoy. And the story, admittedly, from Business Insider is they're interviewing women who have had, quote unquote, questionable sexual encounters with him.
Oh, they were hitting up everybody that had any. He said in his little spiel that he knew this was coming because there were women that he'd been with that were like, "Hey, just so you know, this reporter's, called me up and was asking me all these questions about, do you have any weird sexual fetishes? Are you rough? Are you this? Are you that?" So this was like 8 months in the making.
Yes. And, well, first of all, what kind of a world do we live in where we're writing articles on rich people's sex lives? Like, come on, really?
Yeah.
Like, why are we writing articles on anybody's sex lives? This goes back to my gay pride thing. It's like, I don't give a shit who you screw. Just shut up about it. Really. Like, whatever. I don't care. But he gets this article written about him, and they talk about completely consensual encounters.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Completely consensual encounters. And the only thing they can ding him on is that these women said that it didn't make them feel good afterwards, or they weren't really necessarily like thrilled with what he, how he did it or the things he liked to do. I guess there may have been choking involved.
Oh shit.
But I mean, come on.
I mean, who hasn't done that? Let's be real.
I mean,
yeah.
And it's not really choking. You're supposed to press the arteries and you stop the blood flow, and you're not actually
That's a blood choke.
Because if choking were involved, he'd be putting a piece of food down their windpipe and blocking their esophagus.
Strangulation
like a piece of sausage or something. Would that do the trick?
So
we here at the Local Room Podcast do not encourage the blocking of the windpipe.
Yeah. But, lots of people do it. I won't say who, but I was unfortunately the recipient of information where I just happened to find out somebody I'm related to in passing conversation, somebody I'm related to likes that kind of behavior. Oh, okay, it happens, right?
I've met more women than not that liked that.
Right.
Yes, a lot do.
So
yes.
nothing in what I
agree.
read. Exactly. So nothing in what I read was, I mean, it wasn't like he wanted to shove a chicken up my ass while we banned.
I'm just thinking to myself, the translation of what Matt just said, which turns the translation between us as friends is, back in our whoring days.
Yes.
Right.
We've ran across many a lady that we'll say enjoyed such activities.
Well,
Yes.
you guys remember the story I told about dating that chick and noping out when she asked me to pretend to rape her.
That's you draw the line there. Like, no.
Yeah, she was like, "Hey, let's do some role playing." I was like, "Okay, what do you have in mind?" She's like, "Ski mask and a knife," and I'm like,
we don't do that.
I mean, we don't.
You just made one lovely lady in Australia very happy.
Very, very happy.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm writing it in the book. Hold on.
Fucking sex dungeon talk. Jesus.
Cool.
So, in all of the article, Matt, you read it. I mean, I couldn't find anything that I was surprised, shocked, upset, or in any way, shape, or form moved in any direction by. The only thing I was upset about was that this was even a story.
So your PP was limp, is what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
There wasn't even like, nothing
No
fake in the article.
No semi. Got it.
There was no like, dear Business Insider, I never believed this would happen to me. Oh God, I wish the kids understood those jokes. They're never going to understand the letters to Penthouse kind of jokes.
Nope.
No. That unfortunately that dies with us.
Yeah, but he, the guy they asked him, was there any crimes or anything like that? No, nothing. So the article is really about women who slept with Portnoy and later regretted it because they felt bad about themselves. And this is what's passing for a news story. And it's not the Inquirer. It's not Us Magazine. It's not People Magazine. It's fucking Business Insider.
But the best part, you can't just go read this for free.
More.
Yeah, no. Business Insider puts out this hit piece, the story, and then puts it behind a paywall.
Yes.
So you have to pay money to read this story. So that right there is a huge red flag. It's like, come on. Like, if it's who are you doing this for? Are you really out there for these women? No.
Hey, do you want to pay $5.99 a month to read our articles about Portnoy's sex life that isn't very exciting but is kind of a hit piece? I didn't understand it. And as I was reading it, I'm like, this is where we're at, right? So we're reporting on some rich dude's sex life because
some bullshit.
Yeah, because the media doesn't like his opinion.
Well, because it failed. You know what I'm saying? Like, because somebody had a hunch that, or somebody took it upon themselves to say, this is fucked up and wrong. So I'm gonna hunt this down. They feel like a dog with a bone, went after it, and they found out that they were barking up the wrong tree. And
I wouldn't.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't be surprised because a woman wrote this article. If
go figure,
if she somehow, some way, someday
got slept with Portnoy,
or got turned down.
Ooh. Hey, Dave Portnoy, you better check them DMs for this author's address and name and handle.
But it sounds like she or somebody didn't like him, already wrote the story, already had the idea, and was like, fuck, now we have to find people to back this up. There's got to be one woman. There's got to be one or two women out of all these women he's banging, and it's like they just started throwing fucking spaghetti at the wall and was trying to see what was going to stick.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there was a lawsuit, or they tried to have a lawsuit against Dave Portnoy not too long ago when he fired someone. He talked about it openly on his channel and on Facebook and stuff like that. And so I wouldn't be surprised because he won, and he showed like parts of the deposition, I guess, or he talked about it, and they tried to trip him up on because he fired someone and then made shirts about it, I guess later. But they said that he had these shirts.
That's fucking magnificent.
Yeah.
Right. And
If I owned a company and I fired someone, I would make shirts.
I could see that person being scorned like a motherfucker because he, even after he won, he came out and publicly spoke about it. I wouldn't be surprised if that has something to do with this that led into it. You know, someone leaking information that they thought was leaked information, trying to start a Me Too 3.0.
Right.
Well, I see what you're saying. So was there anything? So besides choking, was there anything else that you guys know?
Here's what I can read.
Like wrong behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like
this was the
what's not cool according to that?
Yeah. So the allegations. Well, first of all, here's the reply from the editor of Daily Wire. Consent isn't the only moral standard, but it is the relevant legal standard. Dave Portnoy is not accused of a crime. Full stop. He's literally not accused of a crime. It's literally just an article about his quote unquote questionable sex life. And they said the report is report. I hesitate to call it that.
Sex life, you know what I'm saying?
Several consensual sexual encounters with college age women. Okay, so there, consensual college age. So now they're over 18.
Yeah.
And it's consensual.
Got it. So
pretty much you're in the clear.
Right. What's I don't know. What's questionable these days? You know?
And let's see. The women who were not named out of fear of retribution. Right.
Yeah, but they gave enough details. He knows exactly who they are. He even said so much.
When you say retribution,
right? You need a paddle. Oh, that's so loud that it actually cuts out.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll put this away.
The paddle actually cuts the sound out. It says they later. Okay, the women who were not named out of fear of retribution said they later regretted hooking up with Portnoy. Two of the women accused Portnoy of choking and hurting them during sex. That's it.
Yeah, if you say, Daddy slapped me and Daddy slaps you a little too hard and you go, ow, that's not on Daddy, that's on you.
Yeah. So the part that really pissed me off, I mean, it's kind of lame and a joke, and Business Insider could just be, kind of laughed at and said, well, if you want to become fucking the kind of shit you put on the bottom of a birdcage to collect the poopies, then publish whatever you want. But wait, that's a dated reference because newspapers aren't printed anymore. However,
sure they are.
What does bother me is Portnoy said that Business Insider actually reached out to his advertisers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Threatened them over the expose. Right?
Wait, and threatened with what?
Yeah. So
do you want to be attached to this? There's this story.
Right.
This is going to come out about him and you're going to be an advertiser and attached to him. Do you want this, stain on your company, basically?
Right. So Portnoy tweeted and he said, just to be clear. Well, here we go. So you suggest I sit back and let Patrick Coffey call all our advertisers and threaten them. The only way not to let Business Insider destroy our business with lies and bullshit is to prove the silent majority stands with us and not cancel culture. And just to be clear, Patrick sent this to everybody and is going to publish who stays and who goes. It's scare tactics. Write a malicious story with fake facts, put it behind a paywall, write more stories, threaten advertisers. Then he posts the fucking receipt, right? And the receipt is a screenshot of an email from Business Insider correspondent Patrick Coffey that says, since blank redacted has partnered with Barstool Sports in the past, I would like to ask whether their leadership was aware of this recent story about that company's founder, and if so, whether there may have been any discussions regarding those partnerships and or ad placements. So in other words, hey, blank company, you're partnering with Barstool Sports. Did you know about this story and all the women that he legally slept with who later regretted it? Because if so, have you decided to still advertise with him? Because we want to report that too.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, that sounds like a fucking lawsuit.
It's Gestapo shit.
It is Gestapo shit. It's, you know, it used to be called fucking libel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
It's
guess
still a
if
thing.
It's true.
Yeah.
Wasn't that defamation of character?
Well, I mean,
Slander.
again, if it's true.
Yeah, but libel
That's
is
consensual.
if you
libel's in print.
Is in print, then it's like it's a whole nother thing.
Got it.
So, dude, we have had so many conversations on this podcast about, even the old podcast too. We've had in-depth conversations about guys being falsely accused of rape, date rape. We've, you know, rape jokes. It's not a subject we're afraid to tackle. And yet here we are talking about it when it's a story that has literally nothing to do with rape. It's just a story about them saying, hey, did you know there's a bunch of women that slept with him that regret it because he did things that made them uncomfortable during sex?
Or the fact that they just regret the next day going, oh my God, I'm kind of a whore. I just flew halfway across the country to sleep with a guy just because he's rich and somewhat famous. Wow, I don't feel good about myself.
Right. And yet nobody wants to report on the diary of the daughter of the sitting president and how she was creeped out when her dad took a shower with her.
Ooh, what the fuck?
Oh,
you
yeah,
didn't hear about this?
that's a whole other topic with the fucking the Alphabet Boys went and raided fucking O'Keefe's apartment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I heard about that in the diary, but I didn't.
That's one of the things that was in the diary was the daughter saying that her dad had taken a shower with her at one point and it made her uncomfortable or something like that.
Well, and there was, and she also in her own writing said, was asking herself this in the diary, was I molested? Like, I mean, that's, it's,
whoa,
some pretty
well,
damning
that's our president. What a fucking goober, dude.
When the previous sitting president made a comment about grabbing a woman by the pussy, it was front page headlines for months. This motherfucker takes a shower with his daughter. Imagine if the previous president had a diary from Ivanka, and let's face it, Trump's daughter's hot, right? There's no getting around it. His daughter's hot. Right. So imagine if there was a diary entry that somebody had discovered that talked about how he had taken a shower with his daughter and she was questioning whether or not she had been molested. That shit. Oh my God, dude. Impeachment hearings, fucking, like, it would have been crazy. So here we are. We're basically playing this game of, if you're cool with us, and I've worked for supervisors like this. I know you guys have too. Hey, if you're on my side, I got you. You're protected. But if you're outside of the circle of trust, I'm going to make shit up and fucking have you destroyed. That's where we're at. Just for the record, that's where we're at.
Sounds a lot like the Me Too 2.0 that happened after the Me Too movement.
Oh, you mean when people started making up more bullshit instead of actually then delegitimizing the real victims?
Right. They were having consensual sex with, you know, people that were maybe not their supervisors, but they were higher up in, you know, let's say news broadcast. And these were like people just pushing papers, but they had the hots for whatever. And the dude ended up having a bunch of affairs with all these other women, but it was all consensual. And then yet the person loses their job and gets slandered by the media. You know, that completely undermines actual victims.
Yeah. And then now, ever since the story with him came out, and there's these random people just popping up going, yeah, I worked for him and he's a real scumbag. Okay, well, that doesn't mean he's a fucking rapist.
I've worked for scumbags.
Yeah, the guy might be an asshole. He could be the world's biggest asshole, but that doesn't mean he's a rapist.
Dude, if being an asshole were a crime, I'd be serving a life sentence.
We all would be.
Fuck, that's why we have this fucking show. Yeah, can you get the death penalty for that? Hey, at least the people that want to put us in prison for being an asshole don't believe in the death penalty. But I bet you they make an exception.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Scumbags.
So I sent that to you guys because I was literally like, yeah, I heard that too.
For what?
Of female
clearing throat? Or, yeah.
Is someone getting a blowjob under the table right now?
Oh, man.
Right?
That's
okay. For anybody watching this on YouTube, whoever's eyes roll back into their head first, that's who's doing it.
Guilty. That's a guilty motherfucker.
I noticed Chuck's been relatively quiet.
He's like, I'm just going to sit over here and drink my drink. Oh, I think we found it.
Oh, and he's still not talking, just for the record. But hey, we'll move on. So anyway, I don't know if you guys had any thoughts on that. I just thought that was fucking utter bullshit. Like, if we've gotten to this point, that's
Someone's mad because he got a deal with Walmart and his own pizza line.
Is his own pizza line?
Fuck yeah, dude. I have it in my house.
Do you follow him at all on social media? He does pizza reviews. He goes to
fuck yeah, dude. He's famous. He's got his own app and shit.
Yeah. So he goes to different pizza restaurants and comes out. That's why we made the joke, one bite, everybody knows the rules.
Oh yeah,
so he'll come out with the pizza and he goes like, all right, one bite, everybody knows the rules. And then he takes a bite of the pizza and he reviews this pizza and he has his own pizza and it's called One Bite Pizza.
Yeah, it's called One
his
Bite.
own. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew the review. I didn't know he had his own pizza though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a frozen pizza.
Frozen pizza.
I have it. I have one in the freezer right now.
Oh my god!
Is it
legit?
I did.
How
just
can
run
you eat it
across-
though? I thought you're lactose intolerant.
Well, I make an exception.
Oh, okay.
Apparently,
I don't have to live with it.
Oh, okay.
So it's worth it's worth suffering over then.
Well, I mean, it's a small little pizza. It's like a personal pizza.
I was gonna say, is it that good?
That would destroy me.
I love hot sauce, but I like my asshole intact. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right? Yeah.
My asshole in one piece, more than I like fucking hot sauce.
So it's good. It's thin. It's good for a frozen pizza, but is it the best pizza in the world? No.
Okay, you just said it's a frozen pizza, so that automatically eliminates it from being the best pizza in the world.
But as far as a frozen pizza goes,
it's good for a frozen pizza.
Good for a frozen pizza.
Okay. But you have to cook it right. And if you just cook it wrong, you're going to fuck it all up. And it's got to be crispy, and you can't have flop to it. It's got to have a good undercarriage,
Yeah. Do you know? Here's a little life hack. I don't know if anybody knows this, but when you go to reheat your pizza the next day, if you take your toaster, what is going on here?
No, it's okay. Keep going.
Go ahead.
If you take your toaster and you flop it on the side, you put the pizza in the toaster and toast it that way, and it cooks it perfectly.
Or just buy a toaster oven. This has been Pizza Talk with Matt and Chuck.
I just cranked that bitch up to like 450, 500 in my
Your next
convection
episode
oven.
of Pizza Talk. Party pizzas versus Mama Celeste.
And how many cheeses is enough for your pizza?
Right. 3 cheese. Well,
3
I'm coming
cheese?
out with 4 cheese pizzas.
I'm a 5 cheese kind of guy.
Do you even know what the fucking cheeses are? Off the top of your head? You're
Whatever
5
the-
cheese.
It's whatever the fuck I want to put on there.
Oh,
You get to pick your own cheeses
all right.
When you make your own pizza.
when you make your own pizza. Pick your own cheeses.
Again, Pizza Talk.
I always,
with Matt and Chuck.
whenever I go to like pizza or whatever, anything like that, I always make the mistake of overloading. You know what I'm saying? Like I get overzealous and like all the like, oh, you can put as many toppings as you want. I'm like,
Yeah.
Subway.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, like half the shit's not cooked. I'm like, oh, this is
That's like when you were a
bad
kid
pizza.
and you thought like you go to the soda fountain and it's like
Oh,
serve
yeah,
yourself
like the
fountain,
little-
and you're like suicide and you put all the
that's
sodas
right.
in there and then you pretend it's good because you made it.
Committed to that.
No, I'm in it. I wanted this.
Yeah, it's
Tastes
great.
like
It's
fuck,
the best
but
shit,
I wanted
best
it to
shit
taste-
ever.
Well, yeah, but we would be remiss, and that's why we covered Mike Portnoy's sex life, or Mike Portnoy. See, he got me saying it now. Dave Portnoy. Mike Portnoy is a good drummer. Mike Portnoy, just if you're listening. We got sent a ton of memes from one particular incident, which was the testifying of one man in court at the Kyle Rittenhouse trial where
Yes, we
he
did.
fucked around and found out.
Good old floppy wrist.
I noticed he didn't move that arm very much during his testimony.
because most of it got blown the fuck
Fucking
off.
God. Dude, I have a good
He even
photo.
said that. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's a picture of my bicep being disintegrated."
Yeah.
He's all
was like-
he's all butthurt about it. I'm like,
Yeah, but he sunk that whole thing
Such a piece of shit.
dude.
when he admitted he's like, so you got shot after you pointed a loaded weapon at the defendant? Yes. Okay.
No, my favorite was did you see the meme someone sent us about it said same energy, and it was the prosecutor, or not the prosecutor, the defense attorney cross-examining him and saying, "So you were chasing Mr. Rittenhouse?" He goes, "No, I wasn't chasing him."
Bullshit.
So Mr. Rittenhouse was running in a direction. Yes. And you were running in that same direction, but not after Mr. Rittenhouse. Oh, no, I was running after Mr. Rittenhouse. So you were chasing him? No. And then they cut to this clip of Patrick from SpongeBob being like, yes, my ID was in the wallet. Yes, it looks like my wallet. Well, then here's your wallet back. It's not my wallet.
Real quick, did you guys see the video?
Which one? The testimony?
No, not the testimony. The video that helped prove all the bullshit that the people were spewing was fucking false. Of the incident where he was being.
Oh, you mean the video that said they were lying?
Yeah, the drone footage over, and then the actual like cell phone video of like some unknown person from a different angle that was captured the whole street, and it showed him yelling friendly, friendly, friendly as he's running up. And then you have at the same time two different camera angles, one drone footage over the top in night vision. The second one is cell phone camera. And then you can hear, because the first couple like 45 seconds are really hard to make out because there's a lot of shit going on and there's a lot of people. But then you hear friendly, friendly, friendly. And then you hear, let's get that motherfucker. And then they chase after him. And we all know what happens next. And then you hear a bunch of other craziness. And then that's when he points the pistol at him. And then that's when he gets shot by
Somebody want to give a recap for the listeners that don't know or what we're talking about?
Yeah. So Kyle Rittenhouse, for those
if
of you
you were living under a rock.
Yeah. 17 years old during during the Troubles, if we're going to borrow a phrase from Ireland.
The
Kenosha
we'll
riots.
The Kenosha riots.
The Kenosha Commotion.
The Commotion in Kenosha.
Yes, right. So there's a bunch of people who went to kind of watch out for their neighborhood, sort of a neighborhood watch on steroids. And let me tell you, same thing happened where I live. The people like went out on the streets with ARs and body armor and were on every corner. And apparently there was a bus headed into town from Portland, and the citizens stopped the bus, yanked everybody out, pulled all the pipes and bats off of them, put them back on the bus and said, get the fuck out of our city. So it's not as if it's unheard of for communities to protect their own community. And the city that Rittenhouse lived in is about 20 miles from where these riots were happening. And Rittenhouse goes there, has an AR-15, and subsequently shoots and kills two people and permanently maims another one by disintegrating his bicep, and is now being charged with murder, assault with intent to commit murder, assault with a deadly weapon. I mean, they're throwing the book at him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, also,
they're throwing the whole fucking library at him.
In the video that I'm talking about, you see Molotov cocktails, firebombs being thrown at him.
Oh,
as
yeah.
He's running away.
Yeah.
Like he's being literally chased by a group of thugs and assholes. And it's like a witch trial where they're carrying the pitchforks and the lanterns and shit. But except these lanterns are being able to be thrown because they have.
And they're throwing rocks and bricks. It was not a good situation for that kid.
No, right. That dude's running for his fucking life. And
he's 17.
Yeah.
He's 17. Right. Okay. So let's back this up and let's have a real quick disclaimer, because I really do not want to get bogged down in why he was there in the first place. Okay. The bottom line is people were rioting and he was there with a rifle and a bunch of other people to defend their neighborhood. That's the bottom line. Whether he should have been there or not, whether they should have been rioting or not, the fact that it was about George Floyd, the fact that I don't care. That's not the issue. The issue is once all this shit kicks off, there are multiple people with guns at this thing. Hell, the dude who got his bicep blown off had a gun.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we can't bog down and say, well, if he was never there, he wouldn't have been in that position to have to shoot somebody, so it's his fault. No, well, if a fucking frog had wings, it wouldn't bump its ass when it hops. That's not the point. The point is it happened, and fucking now we got to deal with it, right?
It probably would initially on the first hop to get airborne. That's what I'm saying. And then it would fly.
Then when it lands, right?
You would think that when it hopped, its wings would take over, and then it wouldn't land again. It would actually wouldn't even hop. It would just fly.
Do you think it'd be more like a grasshopper kind of action, which is like, and then lands, you know,
like a chicken?
Hop,
yeah, kind of
right.
It can't get the height. It can go like
right.
like a 4 to 6 feet off the ground.
It extends, right? It extends the jump. That's what we're saying with the wings, right? Here in the Locker Room podcast, we are doing the science to move things forward in your life for the better.
We put white on a bee.
It died.
Nice pull. Oh God. So forget why he was there and all that shit. Let's just talk about what happened. He killed 2 people and permanently dismembered or disfigured another one.
I mean, can we not call them people though?
No, they're people.
Were they though?
They're not rioters. Okay. The pedophile, the kid toucher wasn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The other one was a pretty gnarly shitbag too. Yeah, they were. But the world, I think, is better without those people.
Well, okay, yeah, but unfortunately, with the exception of Marco's great state of Texas, the needed killing defense isn't valid in a court of law. Why'd you kill him? He needed killing.
He needed killing.
But in this case, Kyle Rittenhouse is now being charged. They're throwing the book at him. In my opinion, throwing the book at him was the worst decision they could have made. If they wanted.
But I'm sorry to interrupt, but people need to know that here, in order for you to use that defense, you need to have a shot of whiskey in your hand, a cowboy hat, and a straw at the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to not shave for like 3 weeks. Then you can say, you need to kill him. Just like that. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't get too much.
And you have to squint your eyes too.
But you don't look at the top. You don't look. You have to look off into the sunset, and you just got to just say, you need to kill him.
Yeah.
That's it. And then
a little whistle plays, and an eagle passes by.
Then all of a sudden they go, okay, you may, thank you. You may go. Thank you very much. You may go. Right. That's it.
And you hear in the background, Texas.
Eagle.
But legitimately, Texas, I believe, and don't quote me, but I believe Texas still has the ability to use deadly force to protect property.
Yes, there's the trespass thing. Yeah,
Texas still has
castle doctrine.
Lethal. No, not the castle.
No, this is like
this is literally
fucking property.
If they're stealing your car, you can murder them.
Yeah, it's It's also been rolled into the constitutional carry. So
right.
Yeah, the protection of lives. It's protection of your life, your loved ones, and your property.
Yeah, there was a case years and years ago, way before even the constitutional carry came involved, where a guy was repossessing a car, and he was doing it at 2:00 in the morning in the dude's driveway, and the dude peeks out his window, sees some dude opening up his car and trying to start it, comes out with a hunting rifle, stands on his porch, and just bang kills the dude. And when the cops show up, it's like, oh, he was a repo man. He goes, oh, I didn't know that. And the cops are like, all right, well, we're going to need to take your rifle for a while. You can go back to bed.
Yeah. You couldn't pay me to be a repo man in Texas.
You couldn't
Arizona,
pay me to be a repo man.
Or, right. Yeah. Nope.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Right, nope. No thanks. But anyway.
Not without having a fire team with you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the fucking case shouldn't have gone to trial, in my opinion. They're throwing the book at him for no reason, or I guess for political reasons.
Well, the media already convicted him last year. I mean, the day this happened, the media convicted him.
Yeah.
And they've been just freaking destroying his life, even when he gets acquitted. Because right now, as of today, last I heard was the defense did ask for a mistrial with prejudice.
With prejudice.
For
those of you that don't know what that means, it means if the judge grants the mistrial, that kid cannot be prosecuted for anything involved. Nothing.
It's done.
It's done. It's over.
But here's the thing, that the judge never wants to. Not that I'm like, look, I watched a lot of Law and Order, but I've also read up on this. But the judge typically never wants to grant the mistrial, because even if you do it with prejudice, there's still an opening for him to be tried again. He would prefer that the jury says, no, this is bullshit, and grants the mistrial, because then the prosecutor can't say, oh, the judge did this. He can say the jury of his peers did this.
Right. And you can't say you were acquitted.
Right.
You can't say you were found not guilty. You can't say any of that. You can just say
it would just be the
charges were dropped.
Yeah. It was thrown out.
It was declared thrown out of court. Yeah. And that would suck.
Right.
Because you
But
have
regardless,
this arrest record for murder that you can't get off.
Yeah.
Well,
even if he gets acquitted, his life's fine. He's never gonna have a normal life again.
Well, because
that's
he's
right,
Kyle fucking Rittenhouse. There's no fucking way. This kid. I mean,
hard to get a job.
Yeah.
But
that guy.
no matter what, even if you get acquitted or it's dropped or whatever, mistrial, and you can't be prosecuted again, no matter what, on your arrest record, it will still show arrested for 187. It will show murder charge that you're arrested for. No matter what, it's not going to be expunged. She's 17. It will not be expunged. And by the time they arrested, it was 17. It'll be a juvenile record, but it will not be expunged. It will not be locked out, and it'll still show it. And then under the disposition, it'll show, X amount of time in county jail, not convicted, charges dropped.
I found that out the hard way when a relative of mine, it came to light during a big family crisis. A relative of mine had an arrest for indecent exposure, and we were like, what? And then it turns out that it was a relative of mine who...
Was he peeing somewhere?
No, he freaking dropped trow out of a moving car and to another moving car, right?
Okay. I mean, who hasn't done that?
Well, he did front, not back.
Like
Again, who hasn't done that?
Yeah, who hasn't done
that? Oh man,
I've been known to shake my wiener at a few people.
From
time to time.
But you're right, Chuck. It's going to be on. The arrest shows up and the charge shows up, and then there's no you got to be. Oh well, I was arrested for it. However, see, none of that.
Kyle, if you're listening to this, just join the fucking Marines. They'll take you. You can have. It's not a conviction.
No, but their new standards are so fucking strict.
Yeah, but they can have sleeve tattoos now.
Yeah, which is
actually, you know
weird.
what, Kyle? Wait until 2024 and see if the political landscape changes a little bit, and if there's a different administration that's maybe a little more loving and wants to work with any different administration that actually appreciates the branches of the military. And
hell, I would take Rose from the Golden Girls over the current administration. God, I thought about this, and as I was watching this, first of all, murder was the case. But I'm thinking about this kid, and the defense attorney is doing a great job before he even spoke a word, because the prosecution is proving the defense's case.
Yeah. Well, did you hear when the prosecution was trying to get him to admit that he intended to kill those people?
And the judge ripped him a new asshole?
No. This was Kyle Rittenhouse either being coached properly or had a really good attorney for, hey, you were involved in a shooting. Here's what you need to say. Here are the magic words. And this is, I'm going to see if I can get it to play. So we can listen to it real quick, because it's the 101 of what to say after a shooting. If you're in front of a judge or a cop or
it was coming something. Right for us.
It's a voice box. If you got man bear pig coming after you.
I'm trying to find. I'm stalling for time right now.
The Will family. You're right. No, I've seen the judge rip the prosecutor a new one over opening up a line of questioning on the cross-examination of the young
101
man.
Shit. Yeah.
And it was like the judge was like, no. First of all, I already ruled on this. Second of all, you should have asked me if you thought you could reopen the door to it.
Right.
But you didn't. Right. So it's one of those things where the judge is having to get involved a lot more than you would in a normal trial. And he's kind of realizing that this is complete bullshit.
Yeah. All right, man. So hit me. I have this. Let me see if I get the proper distance from the microphone here. Oh, wrong button. There we go.
Everybody that you shot at that night, you intended to kill, correct? I didn't intend to kill them. I intended to stop the people who were attacking me.
Mm-hmm.
Had to do to stop the person who was attacking. Two of them passed away, but I stopped the threat from attacking. By using deadly force. I used deadly force that you knew was going to kill him. I didn't know if it was going to kill him, but I used deadly force to stop the threat that was attacked. Intentionally used force against Joseph Rosenbaum, correct? Yes. You intentionally used deadly force against the man who came and tried to kick you in the face, yes. Correct? You intentionally used deadly force against Anthony Huber, correct? Yes. You intentionally used deadly force against Gage Grosskreutz, correct? Yes. With regard to Joseph Rosenbaum, there were 4 shots at him, correct? Yes. You intended to kill him, correct? I didn't intend to kill him. I intended to stop the person.
So he's basically saying he intended to.
We call that.
That's what you say. I was stopping the threat that was attacking me. He died. But I had to stop the threat.
We call that el matador defense. the big bull is coming at you, and you say, "Ole, I was stopping the threat."
But I mean, okay, let's face it. So here's the thing: there's so many holes in that. First of all, you can't say you intended to kill him. Right. Well, objection, Your Honor. He thinks he knows the client's state of, or the defendant's state of mind. First of all, right. Second of all, it sounds to me like he's badgering the witness, which leading the witness. Well, yeah, there's all kinds of problems, but you know, it's not deadly force unless somebody dies, right?
Right.
So you punch somebody in the face and they fall and crack their skull on the pavement and die. You used deadly force. You deliver that same punch and they don't fall and crack their head. You just used force, right? It's the outcome that determines. That's why less lethal is called. Technically, they like you to refer to as less than lethal.
Yeah, less than lethal, because you could still fucking die from it.
You can still fucking die from it.
You can get hit in the eye or the temple.
Yeah, you catch a beanbag to the fucking dome and you're fucking done.
And yeah, that's why I wish it was like potentially deadly force or something like that. Because there's plenty of people. Go down to the hood. Ask people to lift up their shirts and tell you how many times they've been shot. There's plenty of people that have been shot that didn't die.
Right.
And the hole in his argument is right there on the stand testifying, because if I were Kyle, I'd have been said, look, if I intended to kill them, that third dude would be fucking dead and not here to testify, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that kid handled himself like a fucking, like a G. I mean, that was
right. Yeah.
Both times.
What if he ever used that he was afraid for his life because I was being chased by fire bombs and
he said that there were people, he said I was getting away from people throwing bricks, rocks, Molotov cocktails at me. So he flat out said.
And apparently the dude that he killed looked at another person and said, hey, if we get this dude alone, we're gonna kill him. We're gonna cut his fucking heart out.
Yeah.
And he heard it. Rittenhouse heard him saying it. They said it to him in front of him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll fucking kill you for less than that. Well, I'm kidding in case this is ever played back against me.
I mean, if someone says they're going to kill you,
Marco.
The views of Thomas are not necessarily those of the rest of the members of the Locker Room Podcast.
I'm with Chuck. If somebody says they're going to kill you,
listen to
fucking believe them.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And kill them first.
Yep.
Right.
Well, especially this is the case. Unfortunately, I hate to just dismiss this, fuck around and find out. But if you're gonna go out there and put yourself out there like that, and you're gonna make that kind of claim and statement, and somebody has the means to use that amount of force to defend themselves, you're fucking around and finding out. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry not that. I honestly, it's horrible that somebody died during the situation. It did not need to go down this way, but. Fuck, man! Put yourself in that situation.
Yeah. As an unarmed person,
yourself in that situation.
As an unarmed person, I would never, ever, ever threaten somebody who is openly carrying a fucking rifle.
Right?
You're fucking stupid. You're gonna 10 out of 10 times you're gonna fucking lose because you don't.
Unless I intended to take it away from him and kill him with it.
Yeah. But yeah, you'd have to be inside of arm's reach to do that. But if you're, standing across the street barking like a fucking big dog at somebody with a fucking rifle, like
as soon as
you don't know that person's intent to begin with. Rittenhouse could have been a fucking madman from the get go, and at the gas station when they were being confronted, he could have smoked everybody.
Right.
I mean, it could have if he really wanted to kill people.
as soon as the mob started moving towards him, he could have just started opening fire.
He could have sat there and pop. He had
absolutely.
30 fucking sedum freeds in there ready to fucking let fly.
Freedom
seeds.
Freedom seeds. Did I say sedum freeds?
Yes, you did. It was amazing.
Well, I've had this much beer.
Is it? Oh
shit!
That's only like 12 ounces.
That's a handle.
Okay. When it was full, I had to do one of these. I
only had one beer.
Off 64.
I only had one beer. I said I'm only having one beer tonight.
That's right. It's and then the kid gets. First of all, kudos to this kid for having the freaking balls to get up on the stand and testify.
Yeah.
I mean, and everybody's like, "Oh, the fucking judge is such a fanboy. He stopped the trial because the dude was crying." He's a fucking 18-year-old kid.
Yeah, he was having a fucking
PTSD.
Yeah,
and he's on trial for fucking his life. And you're going to be a fucking little bitch because the judge granted him 10 minutes to compose himself because
there isn't a single
on the stand. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, there isn't a single actor in Hollywood that has lived or ever will live that would be able to act what he did.
Alec Baldwin.
No.
He's not that good of an actor.
He would.
He's not good of a shot though.
Yeah, he'd just be shooting blanks, or would he?
The world may never know.
Yeah, this is. Oh my god, it's so ridiculously upsetting to me, and I want to talk about it because so many people emailed us. But essentially, the prosecution shit the bed. The defense probably didn't even have to put Rittenhouse on the stand, but decided to fucking make a statement.
Yeah.
And say, no, far and no further.
Here's another theory that I heard was being kicked around by some of the legalese people that have been covering this, that it seems like, and some of these lawyers have said that they've experienced this in past trials, that the prosecution knew that this was not going in their favor and is trying to force a mistrial without prejudice, though.
Right.
By doing
so
some of this
learn
bullshit
from their mistakes
and go exactly, and then come back at him again from a different angle.
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
no.
Right. I firmly believe that could be the case. Now, here's the thing. I don't think it should ever gone to a court. I've said that. I don't think it should be in court, on trial, anything like that. But if I were the prosecutor, and I was being forced to do it, I'd be going in and say, Your Honor, can I have a moment? And the Honor would say yes. And I say, I just, once again, at the beginning of our day I'd like it stated for the record that I'm only here prosecuting this case because I was ordered to do so.
Right. Yeah. Because I think he's done now. I think that prosecutor's done. He fucked this up so royally. He really did fuck this. I mean, he fucked it up. I don't know if this was the city or county or state's fucking number one guy, but he did. Oh, he into earth.
He gonna go get it. He gonna go get a job as a defense attorney.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna have to switch sides.
So I don't know. We had to talk about that. We had to the dude, literally the one dude that testified, the quote unquote. First of all, I love that they can't call him victims.
Yeah, that was brilliant from the get-go.
That was a brilliant move.
Yeah, that's good.
But the dude shoots himself in the foot when he sounds completely incredible. The first thing you learn when they teach you to testify is if they ask you a question and you're trying to be evasive and just answer it directly. You're going to look stupid and make yourself look like you're bullshitting if you try and be evasive and hem and haw. And that whole thing about I wasn't chasing him, I was just running in the same direction he was running. That's a classic freaking, that's a classic symptom of that as it is. But this dude says, so he was on his ass and you were over 8 feet away and your hands were up, but then you put your hands down, drew the gun, pointed at my client and started advancing on him while he was seated on his butt. And the guy's like, no. And he goes, okay, hold on. Were you over 8 feet away with your hands up? Yes. Did he shoot you then? No. So then you put your hands down. Yes. Then you drew the gun. Yes. And pointed it at him? No. Okay, time out. Is this you in this picture? Yes. Would you agree that the gun is pointed at my client? I mean, it's like, come on. And only after you pointed the gun at him did he shoot you?
Yes.
Yes.
It's like these people that think that they're the only ones with the cameras and they're the only ones capturing what they want to capture, not other people with cameras capturing the whole fucking incident.
Yeah. And I learned firsthand a couple of years ago that nobody is going to come help you. Everybody will have their fucking phone out recording the incident.
Yeah.
That's just, you're on your own. Everybody else, there will be multiple fucking camera angles, and you're on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look, there's a drone. Like, it has this dude saying, like, "Let's get him. We're gonna kill him." Like, all this crazy shit, and then you start hearing, rounds getting popped off, and well, I mean, guess you shouldn't have said that or done that. If that dude would just let him run away.
Yeah, that's the thing. They could have just, and he tried. He did try. Yeah. He didn't even have to, and he tried.
No, he could have turned around and fucking smoked him.
Yep.
Yeah, he ran a good distance too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like basically they backed him.
How far did he run?
It was like a couple blocks.
I don't know the actual distance.
It was like it had to be at least 2 blocks.
I can send the video
because because how they do. They cut and they spin it a certain way, and it looks. I remember looking from the first one. It looks like he only ran half the distance of the dealership. You know what I'm saying? Like the way it was cut, right? And that's why I'm saying that.
No, he fucking ran. He was running, and yeah.
Well, this goes back to a golden rule of this podcast.
Yes,
the War Stories podcast. He who fucketh around us finds out.
Shall be the first to find out.
Shall be first to find out. Yes,
it's Boogalations 2, chapter 23.
Guys, it's the scientific method. The scientific method is super simple. First, you fuck around, and then you find out if it works, and then you make adjustments. That's it. That's scientific method.
No. Well, I was trying to find some good Kyle Rittenhouse jokes. They don't tell jokes like when we were kids and the Challenger happened, all of a sudden, there was a bunch of Challenger jokes. I was I was looking for Rittenhouse, jokes, stuff like that. It's all memes. I couldn't find any jokes.
Mm.
So, well, that's where jokes have gone to die in the land of memes.
Well, I've been learning sign language.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
I figured it'll come in handy.
Wow.
But I just started, so I only know a handful of words.
Oh, there's a follow-up.
Oh, dude. This is good. This is good.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Your setups are good.
Matt knows how to deliver a joke. Yeah. What I found is interesting is I was helping my son with his homework, and he was doing work in geometry, and it was parallel lines, and they were talking about what parallel lines have in common. And I was like, well, it's a shame. My son said, why? And I said, they'll never meet.
You know what? It's funny. I've been in the Marine Corps all these years. We found out why Marines like to eat fruits.
Oh yeah,
why is that?
No, why is that?
They're cranberry.
Nice. Cranberries. Nice. Cranberries.
Did you guys know the difference between erotic and kinky?
No.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Kinky, erotic is using a feather. Mm-hmm. Kinky is using the whole chicken.
Did you know that if you rearrange the letters of postmen, they become very angry? Marco's still thinking about it.
Wow.
I think he's actually offended by it.
I was just like, what the fuck?
What do you call a Marine who's only a part-timer on a ship?
Here we go.
A submarine.
What does a perverted frog say?
What?
Rub it. Man.
Rub it.
Rub it.
Okay. So Matt loves that one.
Rub it.
Okay.
It's the fourth Budweiser frog.
Bud. Why?
Rub it.
Wait, okay. So can I call last joke of the night?
Oh,
Hey, go ahead.
my dad used to tell me that all the time about beer. That it makes
rub it?
No, that drinking beer makes you smart.
Oh, yeah?
It made Budweiser.
Oh.
What? No, I have a long. I did bring a long joke for tonight. That's a little bit of a story joke. So I wanted to call last joke.
Lying. It's not that long.
Okay, so what is it when a man talks dirty to a woman? Sexual harassment.
Okay.
What is it when a woman talks dirty to a man? $1.99 a minute.
What course did the two Marines enroll?
Wait, that wasn't the long joke?
No. I'll get to the long joke.
Oh,
now Matt did freeze.
Everybody froze but me.
No, we can hear you actually.
Right.
No, we can hear you.
Wait, he doesn't.
Wait, they can probably hear me.
Oh, what is happening?
We can hear you.
Now he knows we can hear him.
Marco looks very stoic.
So do you.
Is he
In like a small
still
bus
there?
way.
Yeah, he's still there. He can tell. We can hear him. He just doesn't know we can hear him.
Face
He
is
looks like
frozen.
he looks like he's examining his own dick right now. Look at him.
So, where's that mole? I've never seen that mole.
He's like, I've never seen this birthmark before. I better go get this checked out right here.
That's right.
Excuse me, guys. Can I ask you a question?
Do you know
this
what
look
the
like it's
square
okay?
root of 69 is?
Uranus?
Nah, 8 something.
What course did the two Marines enroll in after losing their job in the Navy? Shit,
What?
he's gone. Anchor management.
Oh.
Oh,
Do you know what?
man.
Do you know what the sexual position 6.9 is?
What? No.
Or oral sex ruined by a period? How did we lose both of them?
I don't know. Hold on a second.
And now Matt wants to start a video.
I don't know. No, you froze. We could hear you. And then all of a sudden, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's.
It's
Wait,
Because no, this was weird in the meeting. Like,
dude, this is like Inception podcast right now.
I don't know what happened.
it's not the first time you've been kicked out of somewhere for talking and drinking and talking. That's true. I'm still talking to my microphone. I don't know what the fuck hits you. Well, I can't even. Look, it says no upcoming meetings. I literally cannot rejoin my own fucking meeting that I started.
Do we need to send you an invite?
Oh, there's everybody. No, I seriously, it's not. It won't look. It says no. It's like fuck you. I can't do nothing.
Wait, hold on. Here we go. Hold on.
You guys fucking you rushed me right the fuck out of the meeting. People, are you still recording this audio? Because this is hilarious.
Oh, I'm recording all this audio.
Oh wait, you guys wait. You guys are all still on the fucking Zoom, and it's just me out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is horseshit. Yeah, 100%. This is fucking horseshit.
Wait, I want everybody to see this. I hope you guys are seeing this shit on freaking. Oh, now Marco's gone.
We're going down. That's it. I'm done, guys.
Oh no, Matt's. There's Matt.
I sent you the link. Did you click on that?
No, I figured it out. I fucking hacked my own way back in. There we go. Yeah, motherfuckers, I'm back. Now what?
Well, now Marco has to get back in.
Wait, Marco.
And we're literally.
Marco, can you hear us?
Can you hear us? Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, it's like in stereo.
It's like in stereo.
Tell him to click the link in the chat. We just sent. I just sent the link
Mark,
again.
Click the link,
in the chat. Hold on, Turbo.
I bounced out of that video chat too.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I hear him. Marco, I hear you.
No, that's my phone.
Oh.
It's Chuck's phone.
What a fucking glorious shit show. Did I miss any jokes though?
Yeah. What's the sexual position 6.9?
What?
Oral sex ruined by a period.
Hey. What does a woman have 2 of that a cow has 4 of?
What?
Legs.
Well, like that was the obvious one.
Yeah.
Were you thinking nipples too? That we were supposed like that one was obvious. I don't know. All right. Well, should we wait until Marco gets back for me to tell the story joke?
Marco, are you coming back or what? Marco, go back in the chat and join like normal.
No,
Can I
he's
do
out.
one more? Can I do one more quickie?
Yeah.
And then I'm out.
Let's have a
Oh wait,
quickie.
I'm gonna let him in.
Let him in.
There he is. Okay. One more. Well, I'll tell one more quickie while Marco's audio is joining.
Yes.
Why wouldn't Pharaoh let the Hebrews go?
Why is that?
Because he was in denial.
Oh no. Oh God.
Okay, tell your long ass joke.
It's not. It's well. Okay.
Your story joke. You said it was long. I'm just using your
story
words.
joke. So I have. Well, I'll give you. You know what? I'll give you a choice. Do you want the 3 punchline Native American joke, or the 1 punchline talking frog joke?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go. I'm always gonna go with more offensive. So let's do the 3 punchline Indian joke, and that's feathers, not dots.
So,
as in casino, not 7-Eleven.
Okay. Once again, that is lockerroommailbag@gmail.com. Attention, man.
Okay. So
You can put in the subtext after attention man. That way you can put, and then I'll know what you're talking about.
The views of Matt are not necessarily those of the rest of the members of the Locker Room podcast. Although a lot of times we agree.
So I'm going to do the super offensive Native American voice because that's what really sells the joke.
Yes.
And because I
Listener,
don't fucking care and I'm not offended by anything.
Oh.
Listener discretion is advice.
And look sideways.
It's not.
Look,
This shit is
look,
funny.
Please
look
stop
sideways when you tell it and go like this to symbolize the big nose.
So God, it's further down the rabbit hole we go.
I mean, I could pause this. I could pause this and go get my headdress out of the costume box in the garage and tell it with the headdress on to be really offensive.
That reminds me, I have to show you what somebody at work who's in a very senior management position, almost owner of the company, dressed up for the Halloween party. I'll give you a hint. It had the buffalo horns and an American flag.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Shaman?
Yeah.
The shaman.
Yeah, the fucking VP of the company, dude. It was fucking amazing.
The shamanon.
Yeah.
Okay. So a reporter is doing a documentary about the customs of Native Americans. And she takes a tour of the reservation and she asked one of the braves, she said he had only, you have only 1 feather in your headdress. And I've always wondered, what's the difference in the number of feathers in the headdresses? And he says, me have 1 squaw, me only have 1 feather. And she talked to another brave thinking like, nah, he's just pulling my leg. And so she talks to a brave who has 2 feathers in his headdress. And she says, why do you have 2 feathers? That guy only has 1. And he says, me fuck him 2 squaw, me get him 2 feather. And she's like, okay, this can't be right. So she goes and finds the chief and she says, Chief, I've asked a couple of braves right now and they still won't give me a straight answer. And so I want to know from you, why does your headdress have so many feathers when this other guy has 1 feather and this other guy has 2 feathers, but you have all those feathers? And the chief says, me big chief, me fuck 'em all squaw, me fuck 'em big, me fuck 'em fat, me fuck 'em small, me fuck 'em tall, me fuck 'em all. And so the reporter's completely horrified and she says, you ought to be hung. And he goes, you bet me hung like fucking buffalo. And she says, the reporter says, you don't have to be so hostile. And he says, hostile, dog style, any style, me fuck them all. To which she replies, oh dear. And he says, no, I mean, no, fuck them, dear. Asshole too high, fucker run too fast.
Jesus Christ, that was amazing.
All right.
Okay.
So there's your truly offensive Native American 3 punchline joke.
Yes.
And I think on that note, if there's anybody we haven't offended yet on this podcast,
we'll get to you. Just fucking wait your turn.
It's not your turn.
Not your turn yet, motherfucker.
Hey, do you work at
Hey, first of all, we have received no fucking booby pictures in the email.
That's such a random.
From last time. From last time we were talking about that.
I wasn't
was
expecting any.
I kind of was. I was expecting one.
Just one boobie or one pic of two boobies?
You're gonna get some man boob pictures here if you ask me like that.
That's true.
That's true. That's true. Actually, no, I don't think. No, we won't.
I'll send you one.
Oh, God.
You just put, at this point in time, you're poking the bear.
I hope hair doesn't bother you.
Oh wait, you know
This is
what?
where Marco and I start talking and do the outro of the podcast while Matt and Chuck go off about Chuck's hairy man boobs.
No, because I had another joke.
Go.
My nipples are always hard.
No, I didn't. Never mind.
Okay. Well, I think on that note, we will see you in the locker room.
I'll see you in the locker room.
All right.
Oh, fuck around, find out, boys.
So,
Come again.
4 guys running to a gym. Bye.